You guys' homework on similar triangles word problems. So for each problem you guys were to draw a picture, proportion, substitute, and then solve for it. Okay? So here's number 1, you guys. So here's the 6-foot tall man, and he casts an 11.5-foot shadow. Okay? Now, this part's important. It says the end of his shadow coincides with the end of the shadow cast by a building 128 feet from the man. So we know that the building is 128 feet away, you guys, which would be right here. So we have to figure out the height of the building. Now again, we are using similar triangles, right? So we need to make a proportion. So I'm gonna do the height of the man over the height of the so-called building. So if I chose to do the height of the man over the height of the building, you guys, then that means I need to use the shadow of the man over the shadow of the building. Now here's the interesting part. Is this the shadow of the building? That is not the shadow of the building. The shadow of the building, you guys, is this whole thing. Because, right, if this is the bottom part of the triangle, you guys, of this miniature triangle, this is the bottom part of the entire triangle, right? So the shadow of the man over the shadow of the building is that. So 128 plus 11.5, you guys, is 139.5. And then we're going to solve for this. So we're going to cross multiply, which is 11.5x equals 139.5, you guys, times 6. I'll actually write that out for you guys. So that's 837. Divide both by 11.5. So the height of the building is right around, if we estimate, you guys, 72.8 feet. That is how tall the building is. All right, number 2. All right, so we got a 4-meter tree, height of a tree, and we have its shadow. So here's the height, and here's a shadow. How high is another tree that casts a shadow with 20 meters long? So the shadow is 20 meters, and we are trying to figure out the height. So using similar triangles, right? I'm going to do the height of the smaller tree over the height of the larger one equal to the shadow of the smaller one over the shadow of the larger one. There's many proportions you guys could do as long as you guys are consistent. So I'm going to cross multiply. So 15 times x is equal to 4 times 20. 15x is equal to 4 times 20, which is 80. Divide both by 15. And x is going to be roughly around 80 divided by 15. 5.3 meters. 5.3 meters. Alright, 3. Here's the drawings you guys should have had of Roger and the flagpole. Roger is 5.5 feet with casts a shadow of 3 feet, and we don't know the height of this flagpole, but we certainly know its shadow, which is 11 feet. So let's make a proportion. I'm going to do Roger's height over the height of the flagpole, which is x, equals to the shadow of Roger over the shadow of the flagpole. Again, you guys can make your proportions however you guys want, as long as you guys are consistent. Consistency means you guys here to here, over this to this, or vice versa, as long as you guys go from here to here, and it matches up. So, we're going to cross multiply. So 3 times x is 3x, 5.5 times 11, so we get 3x is equal to 5.5 times 11, which is 60.5, divide both by 3. And x is roughly 20.2 feet. 20.2 feet. Alright, number 4. So there's a commercial truck, you guys, and it's about to fall over this cliff. This is the cliff. So the cliff casts a shadow of 20 feet, and at the same time, there is a 5-foot newscaster that casts a 2-foot shadow. So how far did the truck fall? So you guys are trying to solve for how far did it fall down, the truck. So, again, I can mix and match it, right? So I'm going to do the height of the fall, which is x, over the height of the newscaster, which is 5. That means I need to do the shadow of the cliff over the shadow of the newscaster, which is 2. Now you guys, we cross multiply. 2 times x is 2x, and then we got a 5 times a 20. 2x is equal to 100 divided both by 2, and x is equal to 50 feet. So the fall would have been 50 feet tall. Alright, 5. Luckily here, you guys, they already made the figure for you. So, we're trying to figure out the unknown height of the shadow. So I'm going to do the height of the shadow, the height of the statue over the height of the person, which is 1.8 meters. And then we have to use the shadow of the statue over the shadow of the person. Alright, we cross multiply. 2.4x equals 4 times 1.8. 2.4x is equal to 4 times 1.8, you guys, which is 7.2. Divide both by 2.4. And we got that the statue is 3 meters. Alright, number 6. Tree, 24 feet tall, casts a shadow of 12 feet, and we got a person, which is 6 feet tall, and that person casts a shadow of x. So we gotta find our shadow. So I'm gonna do the height of the tree over the height of the Brad, and then the shadow of the tree over the shadow of Brad. Cross multiply. And we got 24x is equal to 6 times 12. 24x is equal to 72. Divide both by 24. So Brad's shadow is 3 feet long. Okay, number 7. I drew a flagpole 40 feet tall with a 25 shadow. There is a building which is 200 feet tall. We have to figure out the shadow of the building. So, height of the flagpole over the height of the building is equal to the shadow of the flagpole over the shadow of the building. Cross multiply. So we're going to get 40x is equal to 25 times 200. 40x is equal to 25 times 200, which is 5,000. And divide both by 40. So the shadow of the building is 125 feet. The shadow of the building. And lastly, you guys, okay, this one is a little tricky. Okay, so there's a girl, 160 centimeters tall, right? She stands 360 centimeters from a lamppost at night. So, the distance between the lamppost and the girl is 360 meters, you guys. Her shadow from the light, so it only makes sense, you guys, if the light's coming from there, it casts a shadow this way. So the shadow would be right there, which is 90 centimeters of the girl. How high is the lamppost? So, I'm gonna do the height of the lamppost over the height of the girl. Now here is the trickier part. What is the shadow of the lamppost? The shadow of the lamppost, you guys, is not only 360, but it also includes the shadow of the girl, which is 90. So 360 plus 90, you guys, is 450 over the shadow of the girl, which is 90. So we cross multiply. 90 times x is 90x, and then we got 160 times 450. 160 times 450, you guys, is 72,000. Divide both by 90. So the height of the lamppost, you guys, is 800 centimeters. Alright, so that's your guys' homework. Sorry this video was late, but here you guys go, and good luck, okay? Peace.